Hi, well, we have some exciting news today. Today is going to be the first day of a brand new student at AP. His name is Kimmy, and he's 2 years and 7 months old. He's very little, and he's just begun here at Autism Partnership, and his wonderful family have also allowed us to be sharing his journey with you. And so you'll be able to see a very, very different student right from the beginning of their learning journey. As we go through, we'll be highlighting, as we've done with Casey, all of the different things we've been doing and the kind of adjustments we'll make with his curriculum. So it's really been his first week here, and I'd like to share some of what we've been doing with him in his first day. So when he first arrived here, he wasn't very happy. He was crying non-stop when his mum dropped him off, and he was with our staff. I'm going to show you a video now of kind of what the first day or two looked like. You can see that he's pointing at his bag, and the reason he's pointing at his bag is because he's trying to tell us that he wants to go home and he wants to leave. And even though there's lots of toys and we're trying to play with him, he's just not a very happy camper. Let's take a look. Okay, so you can see from the video, very upset, and there's not very much we can do at this time, because I think he's just very sad his mum is not there. He's probably quite confused where he is, what's going on. He doesn't know these people. He's not quite sure what's going to happen. His mum's left him, so he's obviously quite upset. And what we try to do in these first few days is we really don't have any tasks for him to do. We don't really have any, work that we want him to complete. We just want to have him happy coming to the office. That's our first aim. So really what we're doing is we're getting out a lot of different toys, and we're getting out a lot of things we think he might like. And we're seeing if he wants to play those toys. We're talking to him, trying to make things kind of fun. Here's another video of Ray doing that with him, but you can see even though Ray's kind of trying to get the toys going, he's still just really not very happy. So you can see even all the toys in the world aren't going to make him necessarily more comfortable. So this took us a few days, just having him come in. We're trying to be as fun as possible, getting things he liked, moving things around, and just really allowing him to pick and choose what he wanted to do with no demands. Here's another video of him probably about on the third day, and you can see it's much, much more improved now. The therapist is following his lead pretty much. You'll see she kind of gets out of the car, and then he sees something else he wants, so he goes to grab it, and she's fine with that. You'll see the room is really chaotic. There's just toys everywhere because we're just trying to make him kind of happy and build a bit of rapport, a bit of relationship with him and the staff. Let's have a look.
紅色車喎，我哋一齊落嚟嗰度玩咧。喺下邊咧喺度，我哋試下塞入去啊，入屋啊女，入屋。
Okay, so you can see in that video much happier. And I think for the next couple of days, basically our aim was to continue with that, to have him coming in, happy to come in sessions, playing a lot of different toys and starting to get to know him a little bit. And on the third, fourth, fifth day, much happier, settled in, showing his interest in a lot of different things in the therapy, and much happier. The tears and the crying through the session have now all subsided. He knows what's going to be happening in the session. He likes it because it's a lot of really fun things for him to do, and we're building a nice relationship with him with the staff. So that's our first goal in any kind of therapeutic setting, is to have the students happy to come in, excited to see us, to find out what they like to do, and to reduce any kind of anxiety or fear about the sessions. So by about the third, fourth day, we'd accomplished that. And then we started to move into, thinking about how we might start to work with him. Now, we did a lot of things to do with his language, which I'll share with you in another video. But we wanted to work on his ability to start to maybe follow some instructions, to listen to us, and to maybe begin the process of him learning how he might start to work with us. The first thing we did is that we wanted to teach him about doing a task that might not necessarily be a preferred thing to do, to earn the things that he'd like to do. And in this video, what he likes to do is he likes to play with the toys that are on the floor. So you'll see Can, she starts this process of teaching him that when he comes to the table, if he puts the brick in the basket, then he's done and he can go to play. We make it so easy in the beginning because he doesn't really understand about this relationship of that, what he has to do to earn what. So we want to make it a very quick process. So he's not sitting at the table for a long period of time or having to do a lot of work, which might be more confusing and complicated. And we pick one of the easiest tasks. So you'll see in this next video, Can is very quick to show him what to do. She puts his hand on his and shows him where to put the brick and then has him exit. So let's watch that. Okay, so then Can brings him back to the table to repeat one more time. Let's have another look at that video.
Oh, listen. Lẹ chạy喎, phải á, hay quá, 好嘢，做完，可以走啦，好叻喎。
Okay, so from that video you can see he's much keener to put the brick in, but once he's put the brick in, he doesn't get up to leave or initiate to Can that, oh, because I've done that, it's now time for my, time to play. So it seems that he's not still quite sure of the relationship between the thing of putting the bricks in and to get the things that he wants. So we're going to need to practice that a little bit more. Okay, so in the next clip, Can is now going to practice with him one more time, and let's see how that goes.
好啦，我哋過嚟坐坐先。係啦，叻仔，坐低。係啦，叻叻，擺啊！
Okay, so you can see in this clip much better. You can see not only does he put the brick in quickly, but he also gets up to go and sort of claps and seems to understand the relationship because he sort of initiates that, which is really, really good. So he's understanding, if I come here, I'm going to do this little job for you and then I can go and do the things that I want to do. That's great. That's where we want to be at the beginning. All right, so at this point, we're quite happy with how he's doing, and we want to make some more progress. So at this point, Can adds another brick. So now he's going to have to put one in, and then she's going to get him to put another one in, and he needs to understand now there's not just one I have to put in, but it's a couple. Let's have a look.
等陣先，未 你先㗎嘛，係咪啊？係啦，好，你擺啊，叻仔，擺埋呢個。Oh yeah! Wow!
Okay, so he did that very well with the 2. So the next step for Can is she's going to introduce 3 bricks. Now, I think in this video, she didn't think that would be a very big challenge. So she also introduces something else, which is a sort of learning how to learn contingency. And she starts to also have him understand that she's not just going to give him the bricks now for nothing, that he has to now do something to earn the bricks. And the thing that she wants him to learn to do is to keep his hands in his lap. Because sometimes in the sessions he's grabbing, he's reaching for the bricks before we've given them to him. He's not waiting as well. So we want him to just learn that when we're sitting to learn something new, the best to keep your hands to yourself until you know what to do. So in this video, you'll see Can extending it to the 3 bricks, but you'll see her also start to label the behavior of having him have his hands in his lap, keeping himself to himself, and that's when she gives him the bricks. Let's take a look.
坐低先，哇，好叻仔，你坐得好好喎 ，Kimmy 叻叻喎，好犀利嗱，俾你擺一個，叻仔係喎，睇下，哇，坐得好好喎，好叻，俾第二個你，叻仔，係啦，手擺呢度先，係喎，仲坐得好好，第3個，周瑜，好。
Okay, so he's still learning in that video. Let's take it fast forward to the next session where he's now understanding that contingency pretty well and demonstrating that he understands what to do.
係啦，哇，坐好啊，手好乖，俾第2個你，好叻，係啦，手好乖，坐得好好啊，你好叻仔啊 ，Kimmy。
Okay, so it's looking much better there with the beginnings of this task. And the other thing we did is that as well as leaving the table, we also wanted to have some of the toys or materials on the table. So in this next video, you'll see that the therapist, takes away the toy that he has to put it on the table, and then they do the bricks, work for the hands, and then he's done and can have the toy. You'll see in this video, he's not happy when we take away the toy. And sometimes that happens because he maybe doesn't understand or is not very happy about the arrangement. But you'll see he very, very quickly moves into motion and gets going with the work that we need him to do. And as soon as he's finished, he's out, grabs the toy, really clearly shows he understands all of what's going on in the session, which is really good. So we still have a bit more work because we'd like for this process to be a bit more fluid. I don't like to see him upset. We'd like him to be very calm and really willing when he comes over to work with us. So we'll probably stick with this for another couple of days to make sure it's really, really smooth and he's understanding what's going on and that there's no tears. We're doing some other things, as I mentioned earlier, with some of his language, and now we're also starting to assess a lot of his different skills in terms of what does he understand, what is he able to say, what is he able to speak, what is all of those different areas of development that we need to sort of probe. But we've got a much more willing student now, and much more eager to sit down and demonstrate those skills, so we'll get a much more accurate assessment. So in my next video, we'll see how he's doing with some of those other skills and some of those other more initial programs that we would do for Kimmy, which will be quite different than what we've done with Casey. So it's exciting that we've begun the journey with this young man, and I'm excited to see how much we can help him over the coming months and weeks. Thank you.